Gorgeous day. Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California. So let me tell you what I've been doing all morning. I am working in my bird garden, but I was making my life harder. Why? Because I was chopping up a salvia that passed away, and I figured I'm going to load up the bucket and then I'm going to bring them here. And I thought, why am I doing that? I'm making myself double work that I just don't have the time to do. So I'm going to take you back in the garden now so you can see what I've been doing all morning and how it's going to be exciting to change the bird garden. I hope. So what I'm doing here is I'm trimming this whole thing out. This was a salvia, a red salvia. I've actually got a cutting from this. It didn't make it. For whatever reason, something happened to it, and that's fine. Because I've got one over here. And this is a cutting I did. And it might be much happier in a bigger pot on the ground. I can shape it and I can continue to propagate that one. There's probably other ones around here too I've done. Oh yeah, here's one. This is the plant. So I did get cuttings. It's in that pot. Maybe I'll take that one because it's a nice tall plant. Well, here's another one. Okay. So I'm taking that out and I'm going to take out a lot of the cross beams. It just needs to go. They're falling, and I'm going to do them a little differently. We've got the fig tree. If I could take out more, I could bend that fig tree. Even if that's the problem. It would only be for one season, and then I got to start over. So this is my job to do. So I got to figure out how I'm going to do it. That brassica is going to go. Not all of it, but it's so bug-ridden, which means it's not happy where it's at anymore, or it's oversized. It's quite a few years old. They don't live forever, the brassicas. This one over here. See, I've washed it, I've trimmed it, and bugs attack plants that are not doing good. You had healthy plants like those brassicas down there that are all green. They don't attack them. You get very little bugs and the birds come in. Now, this is not saying the birds aren't coming in, but it's overwhelmed. And it's in the ground right there, which if I do remove most of it, if not all of it, this papaya will do really good. And I planted that one there last year. I had it for a year in the back. It wasn't doing good, so I moved it there. So we'll see as I go. I cannot do everything in one day. Even if I had the time to do everything in the garden and clear all this out and trim down the brassica, I would overwhelm the garden where the birds would come in and say, hold on. Even though they trust us, a lot of them might say, something's too different and we don't want to come in. So that's why I'm going to do little by little. Today, the big thing, what I'm doing is getting rid of, see this, there's a red salvia, getting rid of this salvia. And this will give me another place to kind of clean up and put other potted plants in there. And I might fix that one up. That one came out of the trash. It was already broke. And I do grow in it, but I can wrap that with something. I've got grow bags that I do not use, and I might be able to cut them up and roll it around inside and then plant anything I want in there. I'm not going to pull it out. Way too much work, but I will have to get rid of a lot of the cuttings from the dragon fruit. My dragon fruit plant has just got enormous, so I've got to do a lot of trimming on that. So I can pull that pot out and make a really, let me back up, good path for me to walk through, and for Gary, because he comes in the morning and feeds the birds. So it'd be like a horseshoe, but I still want cover on the top. Though I could use rope, I could string plastic flowers across the top too. I don't want flags. They kind of look tacky. I've been using a lot of flags on things, and I'm switching over to plastic flowers to give plants shade. And I might do it in here too. The birds don't mind it, but I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. So that's what's going on in the bird garden, just kind of cleaning it up. Let me step over here. The bird seed, I've got to get that under control too. But we put out, oh my gosh, hundreds of pounds of bird seed. That's why we've got a bird sanctuary here. Literally, they look healthy and big and they're happy and they come feed here. The bowls are cleaned and washed all the time and we're constantly filling them. And we cater to each individual species that's coming through here. Certain ones like a certain seed. You've seen me do the experiment. Certain ones like other things. And so we're putting out all kinds of stuff, including plants. We've got plants in the bird garden that birds feed on. I'm growing more plants that birds like. Not just the hummingbirds that come in to feed on the flowers, but we're growing little millets. We are growing sorghum and they don't like it. So I'm going to start taking that out. We've got other plants that they prefer. Even the lemon verbena that's just starting to come back. It dies back for the winter, but it's starting to make a comeback, some better than others. There's tiny seed on that they feed on. Look, I'm standing right here and they want to come in. So I'm just going to clean up a little bit more, and then I'm going to back off and do a little bit tomorrow morning. And I want to get more water features here, and I want to move some more around. See, I can't see my ball water feature anymore, which is on the other side of that giant kufia. And I can't see anything. So I'm going to kind of slightly change it, but I don't want to overwhelm them. Plus, we're going in the spring, so there's a lot of birds will start picking out nesting sites, though they nest more in the front yard, which would be something I could do. Like, I've got this giant plant that drives me crazy, this one, and this is a kufia. This is Hummingbird's lunch, but it got so big that walking in and out of the door here, I walk into it. But this could go in the front yard with maybe some geraniums that I grow here really, really good. And it would be another nesting site. And it wouldn't matter if I'm walking into it in the front yard. All right, I'm going back to work. And hopefully the next time I'm going to have to disturb them. You see this whole thing will be gone. And then I can kind of decide what I'm going to do here. Here I know what I'm going to do. I have a frog fountain that I made years ago, and it's like at 1 million plus or whatever on YouTube. I'm going to redo it better so all the birds can use it. So I left that there. I designated that for the frog fountain. We're going to rebuild that one and put that out, and the birds will go wild over it. And then this is strong, this structure. This is just a gazebo that Gary found in the trash. It is so strong that I could put more plants on that, maybe to give it a drape over to cover the fountain. Then I've got another fountain I want to put back there. So I want to have more fountains, and even my cement fountain that I made with the hummingbird on it, that's right there. I literally made that from scratch, and it's got hummingbirds and flowers on it. It needs a makeover. So I've got a lot of makeovers that are going to have to be done, and then I can space the feeders where I can get good photographs. So I can see all the birds that are flying by and coming in. And at the same time, I want to keep the predators out on the small birds. I can't protect them from the world. When they leave here, yes, birds are eaten by hawks and other animals, but I want to protect them as much as I can from here. The hawks do come in, but they rarely catch anything. They just will swoop to a point because they can't swoop in with the crossbeams. And I still will have crossbeams, which is the branches, but it's going to be, it might be a little different when I'm done with it. But there's a lot of overgrowth now, and that protects them. Just the overgrowth. They see a hawk come in, they dive into the bushes. And I've got all these bushes here now. The more plants you have, the more birds you have. The more water you have, the more birds you have. The more moving water you have, like fountains, the much more birds you'll have. All right, I'm going back to work. Okay. So slight change of plan. I am going to continue to take all this off, but I'm going to put it in this tote. I'm not even going to make holes in it right now. If I continue to put it into a bucket, which I've done, I have to find some place for it, which I will. But if I put it into that tote, and let's say I swap that tote out, or maybe tuck this tote away in the back, and I put kitchen scraps in there, and you know how I make it for the birds where there's holes all the way around, and I have a special cover that can go on in the evening? With the kitchen scraps breaking down, and there's holes making me compost tea, I can feed all the warblers. Even in this garden, whether I set it up here or set it up a little further, or maybe set it up for convenience over there where I walk in and I can just drop in rotting leaves and kitchen scraps. But I can make the holes later on. I don't have to make the holes now because you can make holes in totes at any time. So that's what's going on now. And I'm going to see if this can be done today. It might take me a couple days, but however long it takes me, I want to make less work. I have too much to do here. So let's move this dead plant that's gone now, bring it back to nature, put it in there. Later on, maybe dump some kitchen scraps. And the main thing is, once this is cut up and broke and put in here, I don't have to move it again. It will stay there, and all that will break down. This whole entire plant will become soil and compost for me. All right, back to work I go. So I've worked for about an hour this morning. I had my coffee. You know, some of you must think I'm a coffee drinker. I only drink 1 cup a day. But going back to this, I had my cup of coffee. I came into the garden. The sun is starting to come up. It's going to be fairly warm, not too bad today. And this is how far I have gotten right now. So there's the tote. I can get a whole lot more in there. I do believe I can get pretty much this whole plant in there, crush it down, because everything you see there is going to break down. Then my debate is, do I want to make a passage here? See how open this is? The way the gazebo was set in here, I'm not going to move this. This thing is hard as a rock and it is stable. So I'm going to see as I go through. It's sad that I'm trimming back the dragon fruit, literally. Gary said just throw it out. He doesn't want to compost it because it grows. So I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with it. I may have hundreds and thousands of dragon fruit plants growing here and keep them trimmed. I don't know. But if I trim all this back, I can fix up that, get plants in there. I'm looking at this and thinking this is kind of a waste. It's a stump that's been here for years. It's a little tilted, see? And I really want to see what I made. The birds love it. They spin on that and take a bath. Maybe I should move that forward somewhere. Not sure yet where, but anywhere forward and level. And then maybe I should put the tote, even if it's temporary, on top of the stump. And this way the warblers, they come in, by the hundreds. They take baths and they drink. They're going to find this right away. I could even put a smaller one there, but I will have to cover it at night, because if I'm putting kitchen scraps in there with no cover, in other words, I'm not putting a couple inches of any soil on top. Let's say I start dumping kitchen scraps. That can attract rats. But if I'm only going to use brassica leaves, that doesn't attract them. They're not interested in it. So there's 2 different ways of doing it. Set up this tote here with just brassica leaves, breaking down with some soil in there, and then all the fruit flies will come, eat that, and it will bring in the warblers. Or just move that somewhere over here where I can get to it, like I've got that one. That one's done. It's all broke down. I really have to move this tote and use that compost in there. So I'll see as I go. My big thing right now is get this open. I don't know. I really should move this, but it's in there really good, and I want to put a fountain in there. No, maybe I'll just trim that back. This garden is going to be different this year. This is my plan, and I hope I don't change my plan. I want to have this garden with food, like I've got brassica through here, but I'm not going to grow, and onions. I'm not going to grow lettuce. I'm going to grow my lettuce somewhere else. I can in these containers, but I want to put them somewhere else, and I want to designate all these tables here for propagating, like I've been doing. Okay, that's a weed. Actually, I'm keeping this. It's a native plant. But I'm propagating different things. Here's blanket flower. There's another, believe it or not, there's another blanket flower there. It's even going to flower. This has got, I think, some baby walking onions in there. I propagated all this. This is lettuce. See, this is the same plant I'm taking out. I propagated that. See, isn't that beautiful? That's salvia. The hummingbirds love it. The bees love it. That's the one that passed on there. So I'm probably going to move this one there because they get massive. Oh my goodness. And redo that, and then I'll decide, do I want to walk in there and have a passage to walk around? I don't know yet. This isn't what this is about right now. What all this is about, let's get that plant out that's no longer any good. I mean, it's still good. You know what it's good for? The birds do like climbing around in it. But let's get greenery in there. Let's get some more water features put through here. And the reason I have to do that is we get over 50 species of small birds in here. So I want to spread them out a little bit and give them a little more room. I'm going to bring the bird garden more that way. As you can see, they're feeding in the dog crate that protects them. And this way, I'll have more water features to have for the birds. And then as time goes on, I will go that way. So that's what I did today. This is a typical thing I do in the morning. Get up, have coffee in the garden here with Gary. He tells me what he's doing today, which apparently he's fixing some chain link, and he's going to work on my ginger table. He wants to set up a cement pad underneath. I don't ask questions. He wants to do it. Let him do it. And then here is what I did today. And now I'm going back to work on some lettuce. I want to put a ton of lettuce. I do everything with it. Not just salad, but I feed it to some of the animals. I eat it ourselves. I even put it in different cooking dishes because you can cook with lettuce. And again, I only grow romaine lettuce. And I'm going to get a lot of things done today. I was thinking, should I go to the store? And I kind of weighed it out as I was working here. Look up, can you see the birds? They're all here right in front of me. And I thought, now what am I going to accomplish if I go shopping today? Let's say like scavenger shopping. A bunch of stuff that I'm going to bring home and put in a box and think of what I'm going to do with. Or I stay home and I have 4 videos. They're not really videos. They're just me doing different things that I recorded that I could put together for you to see. I'm kind of weighing towards doing the videos just so I can get them done because it's like I overwhelm myself. I go out and work with lettuce. I do a clip on that. I'm working on this. I do a clip on that. And it's like, oh my gosh, let's get rid of that out of my phone and my camera and maybe get some stuff done around here. You know, I have to admit, when I come in here like now and I'm talking to you, I hear the doves. The birds are right here in front of me. I have spice finches and everything. Look. White crowns, English sparrows, spice finches, towies. I mean, they're all here. The white crowns will be gone in about a month. They take off and go somewhere else. But we have so many birds that come in here all the time that I think I'm weighing with, let's get some stuff done around here and I can go shopping anytime. I don't need anything else. So with that, have a wonderful day. I think I'm going to go have breakfast. Gary just floated by and told me that he's putting together his tortillas, and then I'll get that all done. And there's no hurry on this because that's the last thing I want to do is come in here and clear everything out, because all these birds would come in and go, whoa, is this a trap? Why is it different? I don't like it. They don't like a change. So I think I'll just do little by little. I should be able to get that out within the next 2 days. And then analyze, do I want to make a path? Do I want to have a secret path that I can walk through? I want to get rid of that toad on the bottom. That's about 10 years old. I don't know. I'll see. That's the wonderful thing about doing a garden or anywhere, whether it's a big garden or a tiny micro garden. You do it the way you will love it. And you know what? You don't like it? Change it. With that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. Okay, it's so hard to leave here because I really so enjoy watching all the birds. And I want to make a whole lot more feeders too. Even if it's feeders protecting them, I won't need as many cross beams, will I? Not if they're sitting inside a wire feeder away from predators.